Yesterday, the Festival of the Lost went live alongside the mid-season update, and can you believe it, a whole lot of stuff went wrong. Quest steps weren't progressing, Lord of Wolves mighty morphed into a breach grenade launcher, not even dungeon triumphs were immune to unintended mix-ups, and in addition to all of that, the rangefinder nerf did not in fact get pushed through like it was supposed to be. But with the buff to sidearms across the board making them sticky from deeper ranges, the rangefinder nerf kerfuffle ended up making sidearms legitimately god-tier weapons right now. So much so that Destiny Twitter is alight right now with the woes of many a PvP player lamenting the fact that sidearms have the audacity to exist in their lobbies now as more than just a meme. But before we get into all of that, let me take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video, a sponsor who helps me keep the friction to a minimum as I'm sliding around dragging my manhood on the floor with the Antaeus wards. It's Manscaped. It's October, which means it's the month of spooks and ghouls, but of all the things that might give your partner a fright this Halloween, make sure the side of your undercarriage is not one of them. If there's one thing we know for sure, it's that there is a direct link between intimacy and cleanliness. So show your partner you're a man who cares about the way he presents himself. Prioritize being intentional about what you bring to the table. Because that's love, thinking more about what you can give rather than what you can get. Manscaped has everything you need to do that, literally in one box that they can ship right to your door. The Platinum Package 4.0 is one purchase that will cross off all your hygiene boxes in one move. It includes the Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer with skin-safe technology to take care of body hair that notoriously traps oils and odors, making smelling nice an uphill battle. You also get the Weed Whacker for those nasty nose hairs that ruin intimacy by creeping out your face holes. And beyond shaving though, you'll also get Manscaped's Ultra Premium Body Wash and 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner with the same fragrance as all their other products, so you aren't mixing and matching scents in your shower routine. You'll also get their underarm deodorant, groin deodorant, and the Crop Reviver for a refreshing spritz later in the day to keep you fresh. They're also going to throw in a pair of boxers and a leather bag called the Shed to keep everything stored in. So pick up your Platinum Package today, start caring about the way you present yourself to your partner. Go to manscaped.com and use code Vanguard20 to get 20% off your whole purchase and free international shipping. It's a no-brainer. Alright, let's get back to the video. Now, I know that the rangefinder nerf will get pushed through very soon, but regardless, the aim assist drop-off range buff to sidearms is turning many of them into seriously terrifying duelers, even without rangefinder to help them out. In this video, you'll see me taking duels from Shayura's Wrath ranges with the Forgiveness, the Traveler's Chosen, Drang, and more, and the reticle stays comfortably on target during those duels. And I can definitively say that it is not placebo either, because I basically have a sidearm glued to my hands at all times. It's pretty clear that sidearms are benefiting from this buff in a big way, and some more than others, and I'll tell you which ones. But one thing that I want you to think about as we're talking about these sidearm changes now is this. Is it a good thing that sidearms are going to have a much stronger presence in the Crucible? I mean, I'm honestly on the fence. Bungie made a note a few seasons ago saying in a mega twab that sidearms don't need a buff. They said that they're actually pretty strong weapons and a buff might elevate them too much, even a small one. They noted that sidearms are niche choices, but that didn't mean that they were bad, and I absolutely agreed with their assessment back then. So that begs the question, what changed between now and then? What made Bungie rethink their stance on sidearms and come to the conclusion, a very different conclusion, that they deserved a rather sizable buff? I'd honestly love to ask a Sandbox team developer that exact question, but in the meantime, I'll settle for hearing your thoughts instead. Was this buff needed? And what do you expect will be the adverse effects of this buff? Are we launching ourselves headfirst into a new sidearm meta never before seen in Destiny history? Now, as I mentioned before, some sidearms feel the effects of this buff more than others. Some I expected and some surprised me. Obviously, the ones with a rangefinder on them felt incredible. Peace Bond was always a top 10 sidearm for me personally, but with rangefinder on it and the aim assist drop-off buff on top of it, made it honestly feel unfair. Like, I was comfortably dueling hand cannon users in ranges that I would typically struggle at. And the difference is that I had the freedom to jump around, hip fire, without experiencing hefty accuracy penalties like hand cannons receive while airborne. And that's really, to me, that's one of the biggest factors that I think we should talk about in this video. Sidearms are the least punished weapon type when it comes to movement. If you're jumping or hip firing, you're gonna lose some accuracy, but you're going to lose far, far less than almost all other weapons in the game. Good players in Destiny got used to combining their movement skills in the game with their gun skill in the game. But Bungie started targeting that relationship specifically and punishing players for doing those things simultaneously. You want to jump, your gun is less accurate. You want to slide, your gun is less stable. Want to have rapid ready and stow speeds while using movement abilities, we're going to slow those down. But with sidearms, it's a different story. One of the reasons I love using them so much is because they feel consistent and accurate no matter what I'm doing. I'm free to hop, skip, jump, slide around in my duels without fear of losing a fight to RNG like I would with a hand cannon or a different primary type. So looping back to the sidearms that benefit, Peace Bond is feeling extremely good. When the rangefinder nerf hits, it won't be so oppressive, but it will still be really, really good. The other archetype of sidearm that felt noticeably better was the aggressive 2-round burst sidearms like Forgiveness and the Empirical Evidence. Adagio on Empirical Evidence has been the god roll perk choice for a long time, but many people forget that Adagio, it gives the weapon a plus 10 range buff when it's active. And the new changes to aim assist drop off only make that 7-second buff, which is by the way endlessly refreshable, makes it feel even better. When Adagio is active, the gun feels like a genuine bully, and it doesn't have rangefinder on it either. It's a contender to keep an eye on. But these 2-round burst sidearms really benefit because they tend to kick a bit. That's why people tend to prioritize stability on them. Having that extra aim assist range really goes a long way in making sure that the second bullet still connects at extended ranges. Other than that, all exotic sidearms like the Cryesthesia and Rat King especially, they all felt much better. Traveler's Chosen, it didn't feel like it got a lot better honestly, but that could be because it already has exceptional range and aim assist anyway, and it only gets even better after getting Gathering Light stacks. It'll probably be really noticeable on that thing once the Surplus perk gets added to the Catalyst. But Rat King has always struggled to duel at SMG ranges. Even at ranges many sidearms can still hang, Rat King doesn't. The aim assist drop-off really seemed to punish Rat King previously and make it difficult to hit headshots at all from deeper ranges, making the optimal TTK nearly impossible to actually hit. Now, I would expect to see some people picking that thing back up again, since the Catalyst is otherwise incredible on that gun, and this new buff makes the gun feel a lot better. I expected lightweight sidearms like the Redback to feel a lot better, because that's one of the things they struggle with, and it's the reason why you see almost zero lightweight sidearms in the Crucible right now. They used to be alright way back in year 1 of Destiny 2, but anymore, they just cannot hang at the ranges other things like slug shotguns and SMGs and other sidearms can reach their optimal TTKs. A lightweight sidearm tends to really struggle to hit subsequent shots from deeper ranges because of that aim assist drop-off. So I expected this buff to really make them feel a lot better, and I could sense little to no change. So I was a little bummed about that. So don't expect your Redback to suddenly get a lot better. But what about Drang? I know people are always going to ask specifically about that gun. But I'm going to be honest, it doesn't feel much different to me. It's always been incredible at those SMG ranges because of the extra zoom and perks like Moving Target to boost that aim assist up during duels. While other sidearms felt noticeably more sticky, Drang just felt like more of the same, Drang being really dang good as always. Not a lot of change was detectable by my standards. With all these banger sidearms being introduced this year, like Empirical Evidence, Forgiveness, Drang, and others, I think it's safe to say that you're going to be running into a lot more of them now after this buff. Let me know what it's like for you. Are you seeing more sidearms in PvP? I know for me personally, I'm seeing an extreme increase in sidearm usage in my lobbies on console. So tell me what your experience is like and how the changes are affecting you. Thanks so much for watching the video. Feel free to leave a like on it only if you enjoyed it. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.